Want to know how to take your brand to the next level on Amazon? Well, let's take a closer look at Amazon's brand registry. Hi, I'm Norm Farrar, and today we're going to be digging into Amazon's brand registry and what it means to your business and your brand. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce collective, where we discuss topics like this with experts from across the globe 3 times a week. So why should you care about Amazon Brand Registry? And who is this program for? Brand Registry was originally designed to help sellers protect their intellectual property from infringement violations. The program recently expanded to provide support for listings, maintenance across multiple marketplaces, and dedicated teams for technical support for sellers. One caveat though, this program requires a registered trademark with the United States Patent and Trademark Office in order to enroll. If you are selling in other marketplaces outside of the US, make sure you check the local trademark laws for that specific marketplace. And that brings me to another important point. Normally it takes 9 months to a year to hear back from the USPTO. Now I've got great news. Amazon offers a service called the Amazon IP Accelerator, where Amazon will approve your product application for a trademark prior to it being fully accepted and registered. So this cuts the process down to about 2 weeks rather than having to wait 6, 9, or even a year to get approval. And even better news, the Amazon IP Accelerator program used to have a very limited amount of law firms, but now it accepts any law firm. So if you've got somebody that you want to go to, you can go ahead and apply the application through them. And it's the same thing. It could take 2 weeks, maybe, instead of waiting 9 months to a year. If you want to learn more about the trademark process through Amazon, you can reach out to our Facebook community for advice. And also keep an eye out. We are working on an in-depth video on the whole process from start to finish, and that should be out shortly. If you're new to Amazon and you're selling products and you want to build a brand, I highly recommend getting that trademark and getting it registered with Brand Registry. It is probably the most important thing you can do to make sure that you can have the optimized capabilities to have success with your product. Now let's talk a little bit about why it's so important. So the primary reason for sellers to sign up for Brand Registry is to protect their brand or their products from being hijacked. Black hat sellers are always looking for ways to get an edge on you, typically unethical ways that they can go and get a piece of your market share. Now, Brand Registry will help protect against that. Another really great reason to take part in the Brand Registry program is you get control over your listing. Yes, when you get accepted as part of the program, you are granted a green light to modify the listing, the title, description, images of your product, and it also allows sellers to use product IDs in place of UPCs. And thirdly, the benefits. Yes, benefits. Did I say benefits? Let's dig into some of these benefits that you will receive once you're registered. And thirdly, there are tons of benefits. Yes, benefits, benefits, benefits. So we're going to get into a bunch of them, starting with A+ content. The first benefit is A+ content. And what that means is you have the ability to show more information than people that aren't brand registered. So you've probably seen this on some listings where you go to a product listing, you scroll down and it goes from product listing, and then it gets into questions, and then it gets into reviews. There's nothing in between, or there's very little in between. Then you look at another listing, it could be a competitor, and all of a sudden you scroll down, and after you go past the product listing, now you get into this rich content, a ton of photographs, comparison charts, anything that you want. Well, there's a selection of templates that you can use that are so easy to put together. It's just really drag and drop. Amazon has all these widgets that you just pick from the templates that they already have, and then you just add your product images there, add some copy, and voila, you've got this kind of mini web page. And that gives you a huge advantage over any of your competitors if they're not registered. The next is one of my favorites and probably one of the underutilized benefits of brand registry, and that's Amazon Store. So you have a brand store and you can go in, register for a store. So as long as you have brand registry, and you can start building a 3-layer website. Now, the difference is when people go and they search out your product on Amazon, everyone has a primary image on a background and everything looks the same. Well, you can drive traffic from, it could be anywhere. It could be from Facebook or any form of external traffic over to Amazon, and they land on your website. It is a mini website that can, and it allows you to have images, photos, text over photos. This is an incredible way to sell your products. Now, if you have a competitor that's only selling through their product list page and you've got the Amazon store, well, Amazon's already said that they want you to build a brand community. And there's one button on there that I think is key, and that's the follow button. And by driving people over to your storefront, which already has an advantage because it's got something completely different than that regular product listing. You've got that advantage. It's creative. There's pattern interruptions. You've got videos, you've got images, you've got copy. And if you do it right, you can create it where you can talk about your brand, you can talk about the different products, you can have different categories, and then your product pages. But these product pages are a lot different than what you would normally have as a product listing. Plus, they have the follow button. The buzz right now is Amazon's trying to get everybody to build up their brand community. By driving traffic over to this page, you're going to be able to get people to follow you. And there's tricks about that. You can put a banner on your storefront, big arrow pointing down to follow, but people aren't really doing that right now. The more you get to follow, the more you get to engage with your customers. And I'm going to be talking about that a little bit later. But it is super important to get your storefront out there. It's incredible how there's so many brands out there, popular brands, that have left this behind. This is key with moving forward to build your brand community. So keep this in mind. I don't know if this is the first time you're seeing me talk about Amazon, but anybody who has knows I'm really passionate about this next benefit, which is Amazon Posts. Amazon Post started out as Amazon social media. It still is a social media platform, but it's so cool because it's a pattern interruption. When you look, it used to be when you scroll down, you could see a carousel of 10, I think it was limited to 10 posts. And you had either the chance to go to the, if you hit the logo, you would see that company's brand feed. If you hit the image, you would just see miscellaneous competitors. Now, the key was your post could show up on your competitor's site and vice versa if they took part in posts. They're also shoppable. So you could go and you could click and you could steal customers from your competition. I mean, it was really cool. But now it started to evolve, and Amazon started this new program that allows you, as long as you post 10 Amazon posts, if you get into the program and you just post 10, just from your social media feed, just get in, post 10. Now you can have these really great images on your own listing. Another area that's not talked about enough about Amazon Posts is its engagement. Now, Amazon's made it extremely hard for you to go and buy the product. So you have to click the image, then you have to click on the carousel in the image. So, go deeper into the image. Then you can have what's a shoppable pin, which you have to click this summary, which leads you over to the product page, which leads you over to buy the product. So you have to click 4 or 5 times. Anybody in the e-commerce community knows that every time you click, you're dropping off tire kickers. So it's about 50% or higher. So the first click to the second click to the third click. Why is Amazon doing this? Well, they only want people who want or captivated, interested in the product, which means when they come over from the competitor's webpage, let's say they've seen your post, they've clicked on it, and now they go over to your product listing, Amazon knows that they are no longer a tire kicker. And what happens is the conversion rate goes up. Now, we've seen this. We've heard other people, like some people were saying, oh, Amazon posts don't work. We've seen it work. We've seen the conversion rates go up from the first month or two when we've launched Amazon Post and we're really serious about it. We saw the conversions rates go up, and I'm making this up, but let's say from 23% up to 28% or up to 33%. But I can tell you that it works. So we've talked about stores, we've talked about posts, and now we have to talk a little bit about Amazon Live. So Amazon Live is like your own home shopping network. Amazon gives you the ability through an app just to go live anywhere at any time. And it could be just your thoughts on the product. It could be about the features, the benefits. If it's a knife, if it's a chef's knife, let's say, it could be a chef showing recipe of the week or guest chefs doing recipe of the week. It could talk about health benefits of certain foods, what to look out for, what not to look out for. There's so many things that you could bring into your channel. You just have to be a little bit creative. And it doesn't have to be you. You can get influencers to do this, and you can either pay them. Sometimes they just want to do this for the product. Also, it doesn't have to be live. It can be pre-recorded. So kind of keep that in mind, because once you start to build that community, people follow that button, and in live you follow. If they like what they see, they follow. In your store, they follow. Well, if you go live, anybody who's in your community will get a notification, and that's how you start to build your following. The next benefit is sponsored brands. So this is another area that's kind of opened up, which takes you away from just the average normal Amazon sponsored ad. Sponsored brands allows you to have that header, which is across the top of the search. When you go and search a product with a keyword, you'll see an ad that goes right across the top. Typically, it has 3 items, usually some sort of creative copy or an image. Well, that's sponsored brands. If you're registered, you can put your logo there. You can put some really creative image there, creative copy, and 3 products. That's the key. You have to have 3 products to show it. But it can be engaging copy. It's not just your primary image with your title. So take full advantage of it. Sponsored brands have tons of videos out there about best practices. But one thing to keep in mind, if you are driving traffic over to Amazon, remember you can drive from sponsored brands over to your Amazon brand store. And again, you've got that listing that looks like a website. So take full advantage of it. Take advantage of sponsored brands. Take advantage of that Amazon store. It will work wonders. Next, sponsored products. These are a great way to target specific niches and keywords with pay-per-click advertising. These ads are featured on search result pages and on product detail pages, allowing you to have your product seen on your competitor's listing. How cool is that? Moving on to sponsored display. These are ads using creatives that are automatically generated by Amazon to allow you to focus on detailed targeting of product detail pages or whole categories. It uses a combination of your goals and AI to make sure that you get the most bang for your buck in your ad spend. If you're a new seller or have a new product launch, you're probably looking for qualified reviews. Well, with Amazon Brand Registry, you can enroll in the Amazon Vine program. And this allows you to earn legitimate reviews through a network of trusted reviewers. You can provide up to 30 units of your products to send to verified reviewers to build your awareness around your product and your brand. One of my favorite benefits within the program is brand analytics. You receive powerful insights into your brand's performance with all the data you need to be able to make informed decisions about your future and your brand. And this is using Amazon's data, not some made up data. I've seen this firsthand, how brand analytics can turn around a brand, not only in the brand side of things, but also in sales. You can find out what keywords are working, what's not working, what's working with your competitors, what's not working with your competitors. You have all sorts of categories within brand analytics that you can take advantage of, including just search term optimization. You can see what terms are working, what's not working. So take a look, explore brand analytics. Okay, we talked about Amazon Store, we've talked about posts, we've talked about live, we've talked about building up that community. This is where it kind of comes all together. Amazon launched a program recently called Managed Customer Engagement. And this allows people within Brand Registry to actually email their customers. Now, who are they? They're the people who are following you. These are your repeat customers. These are people who have a high likelihood to buy your product. This is one of the few features that allows you to touch Amazon's customers. Now, I said Amazon's customers because that's what they are. You do not own these customers, and used to be you could email the customer and then they cut it back to certain things, and then they cut it back even further. But they've realized that with interacting with them and letting people who have a high likelihood of buying your product, they have a better likelihood of selling the product. So they've put together this email system within. It's an internal email system that you can go and click people, notify your followers, or from what I've heard, it's your repeat buyers as well. It's people with high likelihood to buy your product. So if you have a 10% discount, if you're offering 30%, if you've got a buy one, get one, it allows you to go and send out your message to your customers. So although this is a really great system, just keep in mind, you must keep your marketing materials, your marketing collateral within a very strict terms of service. But nevertheless, this is a great way to connect with Amazon's customers. For us old school Amazon sellers, it was so easy back in the day when, it was a true customer relationship, even though they belonged to Amazon. But we could reach out if there was a negative review, and we could either offer help or assistance and try to solve the problem. About a year and a half ago, Amazon took that away from us. You're no longer allowed to contact the client or the customer. So that was a problem. By enrolling in this program, they have a module called Negative Review Templates. And this allows you to monitor any of those negative reviews, like 3, 2, 1. The service is very limited, but if you do have a negative review, at least you'll be able to either offer the person free product or even ask, why did they leave a negative review, so you could learn how to improve your product. It's not the greatest, but it is something. Another really great program is called Transparency. And if you have one of those products that you see that there's a lot of people that come on to your product listing page and try to sell against you, or if you have a product that can easily be counterfeited and is at the right price point, Transparency is probably for you. It doesn't belong to Amazon. This is a program that Amazon uses to help the buyer and the user, or the buyer and the seller, know that the product is authenticated. It helps trace the package, and it offers a bunch of different services even within Transparency. But there is one thing you have to remember. If you're using transparency, so it's an individual sticker that you would buy, put it onto your box, and this would be for whatever ASIN that you want. The trick is, or what some people don't like, is it has to go on every box. Every product that you sell with that SKU has to have a sticker, whether it's going to Walmart, your retail store, your Shopify store. Everything has to be transparent, have a transparency sticker, and it costs a couple of cents. But for the right product, it's an absolutely super program, and I would highly recommend it. Check it out, see if it's for you. And if you've got a lot of counterfeiters, or you're up against a lot of people trying to sell your product through wholesalers, this will stop it. All right, we're getting down the list. We're getting close to the end. The next one is Brand Dashboard. This tool provides an overview of everything from your current stock to your brand health to marketing recommendations. It's kind of your personal mission control to help you keep track of the status of your brand, to see where you can make improvements and best optimize your brand. It's a really cool service that Amazon provides. And finally, yes, finally, Project Zero. This is an anti-counterfeit tool at your disposal to help protect you from black hat tactics. Now, one of the really great features, and I've talked about this in another video, but one of the really great features is you have at your fingertips the ability to remove counterfeiters from your listing. But make sure they're counterfeiters, or you could end up into some heat. So if people are just selling on your listing, that's one thing. If they're counterfeiters, then you can remove them. So it's not just an app that you can just click everybody that's selling on your listing. You'll have to go through the proper channels if you think it's an IP infringement or something like that. But keep that in mind. Okay, so there you have it. Everything you need to know about Amazon Brand Registry. 14 services that you can use to help you optimize your brand, optimize your listing, so you can get the most profit out of your Amazon experience. Are you enrolled in Amazon's Brand Registry program? If not, why not? Please leave your comments in the comment section. So to get more great information, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel or join our free Facebook community, Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and E-Commerce Collective. The links are in the description, and thank you for watching this video. Have a great day. Lunch with Norm.